Hi, good morning. This is Cypress. Good morning to you. I don't like these kind of videos. But I like to do graphics and somebody called meditating videos, to put them on top of there and still speak. I want to, in Louisiana, I said something that was incorrect, yes, about Obama. And it was, the Katrina is the black side, and the side that's being flooded now is not so black. And he hasn't responded or whatever. He's at I don't care what he does. I really never will. I know he's Tresant. See, I'm not going to run and follow you black people everywhere. I'm not. Because it seems like you guys are doing the same and repeating the same things. Tresant was back during the Haitian Revolution. And we're still, so vulnerable that we would actually love a black man that would turn on us. That would basically, and he did for 8 years. You ain't did nothing for the black community. Come on, 8 years. And we voted for him again. So it's our minds and the way our minds set. I think that that Christian religion, is the mindset, the way you begin to think is one of the problems that we have. Because it's not your religion. So be truthful and honest and step out of that and step into your religion of your ancestors. Now, I'm going to try to find this. 1 second. Trying to find my picture. 1 second. This is always hard for me. There it is. I want to take it back.
Elected the first African.
This is Roland Martin. So, if he's got the news, he's got the news. Oh, here it is. And then we want to take that. So, hopefully, and I'm sorry that I take so much time on these. I mean, if I could do it a little bit better, it would be better. I'm telling you. There. Let's bring it so we can see Roland. Okay, I like this one because Roland Martin, he hush-hushed for her while she talked about Obama, President Obama. So here we go. Here we go.
American president ever, the 44th president of the United States. The question many still continue to ask is, have African Americans benefited from this historic presidency? Well, in a new book, Julian Malveaux, economist, talks about this particular issue. The book is called Are We Better Off? Race, Obama, and Public Policy. She and I talked about exactly who has benefited the most from the election of President Barack Obama.
No. But we're not worse off either. Essentially, there's a line in the book I use to say, yes, we can. No, he didn't. He didn't push us forward, but he didn't move us backward. He missed an opportunity.
Okay, well, he missed an opportunity specifically in what area?
What does that mean?
In every area. Well, he has targeted certain communities, but he's never targeted the African American community. So, for example, I would have loved.
What does that mean? I just had to stop it for 1 second. What does it mean that we haven't gotten worse, but we didn't do any better, but he missed his mark? So just say he didn't do it, because she said 3 things. Let's do it. Go over it. She said no. Wait a minute. She said that President Obama, we're not any worse, but we didn't do any better. But he missed his mark. So she's saying, yes, he did mess up. He did nothing for the black community. This is what I've been saying. And people recently have been saying that I'm trying to gather people up for something and to join me and to listen to me. And I'm like, thank you, because I didn't know that I sound that good that you would accuse me and attack me of something. Thank you. I'm thinking of it as a compliment, because one thing I'm never going to stop doing is I'm never going to get off on the truth of something. The truth is, and I'm not a Christian, so therefore I'm not a black that's going around carrying a Bible. You know, I'm not the black that is going to follow blacks that are not doing it, you know, like Obama. I kind of detest black people like that. I can't stand them. When people think that they're on a higher level than other people of their own. That's why he didn't do it. That would have been beneath him to help a gang, whatever's going on in the community that's very bad, such as Ferguson. When Ferguson was going through that would have been too low class for him to sit up and talk pride into the situation as a leader. Let's move on. I'm getting ready to go off.
Love to see the kind of passion when he talked about transgender issues that he had to talk about African American issues. He never said to any school, I will withhold your civil rights money if you don't, if you discriminate. We got black kids thrown out of school 3 times as often as white kids are. We have black kids suspended, expelled, all of that. 3 times as likely. Less likely to graduate. All of that. But we can go down the list and look at any number of other things. He simply has not been a champion of African Americans in the same way that he's been a champion of others.
One of the areas that we've discussed on this show that has been very contentious has been the relationship between this president and HBCUs.
Yes.
Parent Plus loan, and that's been real hard for a lot of HBCU supporters who say, Mr. President, that's my man, but they look at their public policy.
Jim Clyburn has been the best, the most staunch advocate of HBCUs. And as you know, when this happened, I was the president of Bennett College. This was the most ridiculous thing that I had ever experienced in my lifetime. That an African American president would put our money on the table, $85 million that Bush put in there. Let me repeat myself, that Bush put in there that he was going to take out. That was money for our infrastructure. It was money that was designed to help us catch up in terms of the technology that we didn't have and things like that. It was insanity that this president would do that. And then there's a chart in the book, $85 million in 2008 down to $78 million by 2014. In addition, the regular awards Part D from Title III going from $238 million down to $220 million. Now, some people will say, well, sequester, all that, but there was an insensitivity to HBCUs and a sense that we didn't, quote, deserve the money. Now, the $85 million, after a lot of back and forth, it was restored. But it was a lot of back and forth, and really it put HBCUs and the president at odds very early in his administration, and that should not have been the case.
Do you believe that we talk about what we didn't get, we could have gotten? And we've had this discussion, we had both of them on, Dr. Cornel West, Kevin Smiley, and so many others. And I've said this because I've seen it. I've said that black folks are still at the inauguration parade. And everybody else left that day. That we have been so happy with the symbolism of a black first family. That the vigor in which we demanded, well, I'll say this way, he's the first black president, but also the 44th president. We focused on the first black and forgot the 44th and what we demanded of the previous 43.
Exactly. Well, you know, my line is you won't get fed in your mama's house if you don't bring your plate to the table. We didn't bring our plate to the table. We sat around, we so happy. Even members of the CBC that I talked to, they were not prepared to jam him. They, I think that in the speech he gave at CBC, you were there, when he started talking, put on your marching shoes. That was offensive, that was condescending, and I think maybe some of them got it then. But the fact is that the CBC, many in the CBC were too proud of him to jam him. And jamming him was not an act of disrespect. It was an act of utmost respect, because here's what we end up with, Roland. We end up with a 45th president, whether they're Democrat or Republican, who, if we say to Hillary, why are you cutting money from HBCUs?
Obama did it.
Why are you jamming me? You didn't jam Barack.
That's right.
And so see, that becomes a part of it.
So how are you going to respond when black folks say, well, Julian, you just hating? You just hating.
Just let them talk.
It's not, you read it, it's not hateful. It's balanced. I mean, initially we called the book Ambivalence, because it really,
I'm buying this book.
Proud of President Obama. You can't be black and not be proud of President Obama. Every time he sort of swags on one, I'm like, yes. At the same time, I want to know what he's doing for our people.
Symbolism and substance.
Yeah, and I
both important, but you kind of need both.
You need both. You don't need just one. And what we have done, too many black people have drunk the symbolism Kool-Aid, and it's Kool-Aid. And when you walk away and step back, even with the pardons that he's done, which I think are great, got 9,000 people in federal prisons for minor drug offenses. He's pardoned, I guess, around 300 or so.
Is it more? It's more than that. But some folks say, look, that he needs to rapidly, first of all, even to meet the goal that he has, he should rapidly increase it.
And he can do a blanket. He can do a blanket pardon, but he won't. And if he did reparations, I mean, I don't think that white folks are ever going to write black people a check that says, here's your money. But I do think that this president could appoint a commission, and of course the Institute of the Black World has a commission on reparations, on which I serve, and have asked him to appoint a John Hope Franklin Commission on reparations to look at some of these issues. There's so many things. Nobody can do anything now. What's it, 8 months? Nobody can do anything. Why don't you, brother, for once, be real black for me? For once, just lift your fist up or something. He's not going to do it, and the fact is that we haven't pushed him, and now we really can't.
All right. The book is called "Are We Better Off? Race, Obama, and Public Policy." Dr. Juliana, forward by down Brazil. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Kickstart your day.
Thank you. Oh my God, that was good.
News One Now with Roland Martin every weekday morning at 7.
Okay, I'm trying to bring it back now.
Good evening, Lily Bristles with ABC News. Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull has officially handed back an area of land near Darwin to Aboriginal traditional owners 37 years after the Kemby land claim was first lodged. But it was a day
I'm trying to turn it off.
traditional owners because many of their family members.
Okay, I got a couple of words to say, of course. I told you so. This lady is a very intelligent lady, and I really am excited because I got another book I can pursue to get. I don't care. I'm getting that book right away. I think I did check on that book in Amazon. Might have a good, because I always get the books where I can read them right there. Kindle. That's what I do for Amazon. But it sounds like a really good book, and it's honest. Finally, honesty. Every other black person is always finding excuses. Now, the next book somebody should write is excuses that were said by black people regarding Obama. That would be a slamming book. That would be a good book for the young children ahead to read, because they need to understand this man. The one thing that is, as she was talking, and I know you can hear me say, Tresant. Tresant is a man that was similar like Obama. Exactly like Obama. Although you know, the living, what he did. I think he was like a soldier, but he went to good schools and he was very intelligent, and he was the leader type, and black people always would fall to his feet, and whatever he said, they would do. Trisant. You know what he did? He traded. He told the people to go back to slavery. For some reason, I got to go back and look at this thing that I was looking at that I didn't agree with. You can't believe everything that you see on here, even to me. Don't believe everything. Double check, and on your own, and whatever fits you, that's for you. That's the message for you. But he turned on the people. He told them to go back to slavery, for it has something to do with economics. And then, in the meantime, he's still talking to the French, right? And so the French, he was trying to cut a deal, you know. And that deal turned dirty for him because he was put in jail. They put him in jail. See, you'll try to cater to so-called white people, right? You'll try to cater to them. Oh, I'm glad I'm living on the hill and they're living down there, and I'm such this and I'm such that. And you can be that way, and then they'll show you every time that you don't belong with them. I don't care what you got and who you are. Obama and Putin. That is a bad thing, hey. And you know what? This is going to be going on. There'll be a war before January. He will remain in office. I believe in prophecy. And I saw something yesterday that put 2017, possibly. That this war with Russia, because something Obama did, and this is what he did. Him and Putin were fine. And then he went to and cut something with Saudi Arabia. He bought or gave them some money or something, which caused Saudi Arabia to do something to Russia that made Russia go into an economic depress. So Putin is not doing anything immediately. But he did it in a way that he didn't probably think that Putin would understand that he did it. But he did. And what Putin could do is send us into EMP. EMP is when all of the lights and everything all over everywhere. And they call this, as they do in the Bible. I looked at one with the Bible. I had to turn that off because he was just not. But anyway, they call it Babylon. Totally destroyed slowly and easy to attack and destroy permanently. He's got that hand on the button for what Obama did. So Obama might have caused something very bad, I think, because you don't mess with Russia. I mean, I'm just saying, why would you do that? They got all those weapons of mass destruction, and you go do something sneaky to them. That wasn't. Well, we'll see what happens. Everybody wants to think positive. I'm for sure something within the next 4 to 5 months is going to happen. And they're going to suspend that election, so you don't even have to worry about Trump or Miss Hillary. That's it. Are we better off? That's the name of this blog. Ashe.